Ivan sunk his claws into the moist earth. He tore at the grass and then lifted up pawfuls of earth. Nearby, his friend Seymour pulled on a tarp that had been laden with earth, moving it to a new site where it would then be dumped. Ivan continued to dig, extending the trench and then widening it. "Faster! Faster!" cried a nearby voice. Nathaniel stood on a nearby stump, overseeing their labors. "There are only two of us," Ivan grumbled. "If you ever want to be human again, you'll work like there are a dozen of you," Nathaniel croaked. The three friends had been experimenting in the woods. Nathaniel, the most learned of the three, had found an old book. It purported to be a book of spells, but one of the spells they had attempted had gone awry. And now the three friends had found themselves transformed. A frog, a horse, and a bear. All was not lost, however. After some moments of panic, Nathaniel had calmed his two friends and told them that he knew of a way to reverse it. Unfortunately, it would require some hard work. They would need to create an altar of stone and then stand upon it as the full moon rose in the sky and bathed them in its light. But it would only work if it was the first full moon after they had transformed. If they missed this window of opportunity, they would remain in their new forms for the rest of their lives. The specifications for the altar were very specific. And while Nathaniel was too small to do much heavy labor, he instructed them on how to do it. First, they had to dig the foundation. Ivan continued to dig, and Seymour to haul the earth away. Once the foundation was deep enough, they sat and rested, panting heavily. "There's no time to waste," Nathaniel cried. "We must get to constructing immediately." The sun was beginning to set, and soon the moon would rise. The waxing gibbous. "Let us rest," Seymour pleaded. "We've been working all evening. It won't do us any good if we can't even muster the strength to climb upon the altar." Nathaniel croaked to himself nervously. "All right. Rest for tonight, but tomorrow we must finish the altar. Tomorrow night will be the full moon. The three friends were so exhausted from the day's events that they fell asleep before the moon even rose into the sky. And before they knew it, the morning sun was beckoning them awake. Another long day of labor was ahead of them. But they knew they had no time to waste. Nathaniel hopped onto Seymour's back and directed them both towards a stream. Water flowed through the stream, cool and refreshing on their paws and hooves. In addition to the water, there were stones in the stream. "That's what we need," Nathaniel croaked. "Collect those stones. We need them for the altar." Ivan began digging his paws underneath each stone, and then lifting them up onto the tarp that Seymour would once again use to haul them towards the site that they were building. Ivan hauled 1, 2, 4, and then 8 large stones, placing them onto the tarp. As Seymour began hauling them away, Ivan sat there panting. He was going to begin collecting more stones when his tummy rumbled. He was famished. He hadn't eaten anything since the incident the other day, when they had first transformed. A glint of light caught his eye. He looked down into the water and saw a glimmer of silver. As he looked more closely, he realized it was a fish. The sight of it, his stomach growled again, more earnestly. He had never eaten raw fish before, but now it sounded delicious. Ivan stalked his prey. He lifted his paw and then swipe! Splash! Blop! He had done it. He had swiped the fish out of the stream, and it had landed on the shore and was now flopping around in the grass. Excitedly, Ivan ambled up to his newly caught breakfast, gobbled up the fish. "What are you doing?" Nathaniel called, as he and Seymour returned, ready for another load of stones. "I was just having breakfast," Ivan said, licking his chops. "There's no time," Nathaniel croaked. You can have all the breakfast you want after we're human again. With a heavy sigh, Ivan began digging up the stones once more. But every once in a while, he glanced towards the glints of silver in the stream. Perhaps there would be time later for one more fish. After they had collected enough stones, they began collecting mud from the river. This, mixed with grass, would be used to form into a makeshift mortar, would fill the gaps between the stones. As Ivan busied himself collecting the mud from the stream, Seymour and Nathaniel went into a field of tall grass. There, Nathaniel instructed Seymour to begin ripping up as much of the grass as he could with his mouth. He did so, tearing up large clumps and depositing them into a pile that they would return to the altar. The more that Seymour pulled up, the more he found himself enjoying the fragrance of the grass and the oddly sweet taste of it in his mouth. On a whim, the next mouthful of grass he began to chew. It was delightful, verdant and fresh. He swallowed the grass, and then tore up another mouthful, which he also began chewing enthusiastically. "What are you doing?" Nathaniel croaked. "I'm hungry," Seymour complained, "and this grass tastes so sweet." "Don't be ridiculous," Nathaniel said. "We're humans. Humans don't eat grass. Besides, we need it to make the mortar." With a sigh, Seymour continued to tear up grass and deposit it into their pile. But he thought that perhaps, once they had enough, he might enjoy just a few more mouthfuls before they turned human once again. Having collected their materials, friends began mixing the river mud and the tall grass together. Then they used it to fill the gaps in between the stones. Nathaniel hopped around anxiously, looking up into the sky as the sun began to reach its zenith. "Now we must wait," Nathaniel said. "The sun will bake the mud into the stones. When it's completely dry, the altar will be ready." "Then I think, while we wait, I will go catch me one more fish," Ivan said. "Oh, good idea," Seymour said. "I will go have a bit more grass, and perhaps roll around in it. That sounds delightful." Where are you going? Nathaniel cried as the two friends began to leave in opposite directions. We have plenty of time, Ivan said. Yes, might as well enjoy ourselves, Seymour agreed. Nathaniel was left alone, sitting nearby the altar, grumbling to himself at the foolishness of his friends. They just didn't understand how important it was. How hard he had been working to fix this mistake. His mistake. Hurry up! The sun is setting! The moon will rise soon! Nathaniel's harsh voice rang through the meadow. Ivan yawned, his belly full of fish. Seymour trotted towards the site of the altar, feeling content and drowsy. On the horizon, the pale glow of the moon began to appear. Quickly, Nathaniel said. Onto the altar. Seymour, you sit here. Ivan, you there. Three friends sat on the makeshift altar of stone and waited. When the moon reached its highest point, it would bathe them in moonlight, and then they would be human again. The moon rose. The friends waited. Seymour snorted. Ivan yawned. Before long, the moon was high in the sky. They closed their eyes. And nothing happened. After waiting for several moments, Ivan squinted up at the sky. Is it supposed to look like that? He asked. Look like what? Seymour asked, also looking up into the sky. What do you mean? Nathaniel croaked. It's the full moon. We've done everything right. He too looked into the sky. It was not a full moon. The tiniest of slivers was missing. It was a waning gibbous. No, Nathaniel croaked frantically. This was the night of the full moon. I'm sure of it. Did anyone see the moon last night? Ivan asked. Not me, Seymour said. I was fast asleep. Perhaps you miscalculated? Seymour asked Nathaniel. Nathaniel said nothing. He simply sat and stared into the sky. At the moon that was now too small. I need to go, Nathaniel croaked softly, and began hopping away. The stream was peaceful, but Nathaniel's heart was not. He felt twisted up inside. He felt terrible. He had cursed his friends. He had ruined their lives. How could he ever face them again? There you are! He heard a gruff voice behind him. What are you doing over here all by yourself? Seymour's voice followed. I didn't think you would want me around, Nathaniel croaked. I messed up. I got us turned into these beastly forms, and now we can never change back. You know, Ivan said, it isn't a half-bad life being a bear. He stood up on his hind paws and stretched his front paws out wide, showing off his muscular, burly form. The stream has plenty of fish. I have everything I need out here. And being a horse isn't so bad, Seymour said. The grass is fresh and comfortable, and I can run faster than I ever could, and carry much larger loads. I suppose this little project of ours has taught me how to be a bear, and Seymour how to be a horse. But I don't know the first thing about how to be a frog, Nathaniel said miserably. Well, there's plenty of time to learn, Seymour said. And we'll help, Ivan grunted. You would really want to help me, Nathaniel said. After the mess I've made. We're your friends, Nathaniel, Ivan said, in a voice that was gruff but affectionate. We'll figure this out. We can still be happy, even with the cards that life has dealt us. Nathaniel hopped up onto Seymour's back. Thank you, he said. As long as we're together. I suppose being a frog won't be so bad either. Let's go get some sleep, Ivan said with a deep yawn. Tomorrow, we'll go about helping you to learn how to be a frog. And with that, the three friends made their way from the stream to a soft patch of grass where they could all sleep together. Who knew what their new life would have for them? But whatever it was, they would face it together. The end.